God bless you. Okay, we are back now. I forgot to mention this in the video before. Okay, we gotta save this, right? Always save your files. Okay. Now, we do this just because um anything can happen while we're working on our project, right? Our computer can freeze. Shotcut's pretty heavy. Even though it's free, it's pretty heavy software. So our computer can freeze. Anything can happen. We might have to leave. Maybe your computer turns off. You forgot to plug it in. Just there's a bunch of different things that can happen while we're working on our project, and we need to always save it. Okay, so that if for some reason the computer freezes or the computer dies or anything is happening, right? That file has been saved. All the edits, all the changes that I have done, they have been saved. And we want that. We don't want to go back and redo it. It takes up time, frustrating, etc., etc. Okay, so we must always save. Okay, I will try my best to always remind you guys that we need to save our files. Okay. Alrighty. So in today's video, in this video, we're going to be looking at keyframes. I'll be explaining what keyframes are in just a moment, okay? Now, we're going to be working on the audio, all right? We're going to be adding these keyframes to audio. I'm going to be working on the volume of this audio. Now, there are keyframes that we can do with the video. In fact, there are some videos that we're going to be looking at in the future that we will be doing sort of keyframe jobs on video. Okay, but for today, we're going to be looking at keyframes for an audio channel, but it's the same exact thing for a video. Okay, and you're probably like, wait, what is keyframes, etc. Don't worry, I'm going to explain that. Okay, but let's work on this from the get-go, from the beginning. All right, now let's look at this audio channel here. I'm going to unmute it. All right. And there are already some things that I'm noticing that obviously I'm pretty sure you notice. Look at this. Look how loud this is. It's getting to a point where it's even yellow. Okay. Now, a lot of us are probably not sound engineers. Okay. So we don't really know now, but it's just a little, sneak peek into this. -5, it's pretty loud. Okay. -5 to this point. Okay. The fact that this one audio channel is reaching this loudness. Okay. And also the color. Right, it's getting kind of brighter, and if we keep going higher, it'll get red. Okay. Now, another thing that I'm noticing that it's loud, besides just the fact that I've heard it, right? When we imported, okay, and we brought in this video to this project, Shotcut automatically played it, and it was super loud. Okay. Another way I can tell that it's really loud is by looking at the audio waveform. This is a waveform that we're seeing here. Okay. Now, the highlighted part or the light part, that's the waveform. That's the audio. And I'm noticing how far up it is in the channel. Okay, this dark stuff is space or headroom. Okay, this is what we call it, headroom. And I'm noticing that pretty much the whole entire audio waveform, the whole entire audio is just really high up there, okay? It's more than half, so that's pretty loud. So I'm going to lower it here on my computer. I'm just going to lower the volume. Okay, I have a mixer, and I'm going to lower it from my mixer, but if you have your computer, lower it because it is pretty loud. And we're going to play it. Go through it here. I'm going to go from the beginning, okay? And I just want to know, I'm going to unmute it. Okay, I had it muted. Now, you can tell it's muted because it's grayed out, okay? Not grayed out, but you know what I mean. It's like, opaque, right? Now, I'm going to unmute it by clicking on this speaker. So if it has the speaker and it's an X, it's muted. If we have these little, like sound waves, then that means we're good to go. It's not muted. All right, let's see what we got. Here we go. All righty, so it's pretty loud. Okay, now we're going to work with the volume on this audio channel. Now, to do that, I actually have to bring in an effect. Okay, this is how Shotcut does it. I have to bring in the effect of this filter that will allow me to control this new side of the audio channel. Okay, or this new effect, which is actually volume. All right, so we already know that when I click on a channel, it'll tell me on the filters tab. Okay, I need to open the filters tab. If it's closed, you can click here, filters tab, or you could do Control 6 or Command 6 for Mac, and it'll open the filters tab here. Okay, now I have my video channel selected, and you can see what we have done. Right here are the filters that I've added, but when I go to my audios channel, there's nothing here. All right, so we're gonna bring in a new filter. All right, this is gonna give me the ability to play around with the volume. So for this, I'm gonna put in gain. Oop. Okay, I'm gonna put in gain. I'm noticing that my computer's lagging a little bit, so we gotta be aware. Okay, that's why we save our stuff. All right, anyways, go in here. We're gonna click on gain, and we have added this volume gain. Okay, so here I'm seeing level. Okay, this has to do with the actual volume. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is bring a little back here. I'm just gonna bring this down. Oh, look at that. Look what it's doing here. It's changing already. All right, now let's bring it to the beginning, and let me just play it. I'm actually gonna move my volume up on my mixer here. On on your computer, you can move it a little higher, and I'm gonna move it down to like 15. Let's bring it down to 9-ish. All right, again, these are kind of like more mixing stuff. Ooh, it's a little loud, but we don't have to worry too much on that right now, but just a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's hear it. All right, so it's still kind of loud. I want to lower this much more. Let's bring it down to towards like 20. Yeesh. Let's see. Good, I like that. I like that. Here we go. Again. All right, that's good. I like that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we have a gain and volumes tab here. We can actually play around with the volume. I can make it go louder and get softer and louder and softer, do all this crazy stuff. Kind of like a fade in, okay? And a fade out, it's controlling, it's bringing it up and bringing it down, closing it off. That's kind of what we're going to do right now, okay? We're going to kind of add that to this channel. Now for that, I'm actually going to come here, click on the audio channel, okay? And right now I'm in timeline, okay? And you can tell because this is brought up. But right next to timeline, there's a keyframe tab. If for any chance you don't have that tab, you can just come up here and click on keyframes, and it'll open this tab for you. Just in case for some reason it just didn't pop up for you, Shotcut just didn't load it, okay? You can come up here and click on keyframes here, and that's what we have done. All right, now, there's no audio channel as it seems, but we know that the channel or the audio is here. You can tell. There it is, right there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is create a keyframe. Okay, now we're going to talk about what a keyframe is in just a moment. I'm going to go to this icon here that looks like a little, kind of like a clock, sort of. All right, I'm going to click on it, and what it does is that it creates a new lane. It's not really a channel, it's a lane. Or you can look at it like if it's a channel, but again, we're not in timeline here. We are in keyframes. Now, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so it can, take a little bit more space of my timeline here. Maybe a little more still. I could do it from here, or I could just press, plus sign. Wasn't doing it. That's weird. Anyways, okay. All right, so I can see this. I'm gonna move down here. I have my video up here. All right, now what I'm gonna do, using my playhead, I'm actually gonna add a keyframe, okay? Let me just add it first, and then I'll tell you what a keyframe is, okay? Because it's a little bit easier when you can visually see it, okay? So I'm gonna go here. I'm not gonna go here anymore. What I did here, by clicking it up here, on the filters tab, while I have the keyframe open, I created a lane, and this lane here, I'm gonna add these keyframes to it. Here we go. Here's level, here's the lane, a new channel, keyframe lane, however you want to look at it. gonna click on this here. There we are. And there's a dot. This is a keyframe. Now, what is a keyframe? Well, a keyframe is a point, right, where there has been change added to it. All right? Now, I have a keyframe here. If I drag a little bit more here and I click on this again, I just added another keyframe, another point where I can add change or I can, take away change, whichever way you want to put it. So I'm going to click on this keyframe here. And what it's telling me, it's when do I want to put this change as well. Okay, in this case, this keyframe right now is on the 12th millisecond. Okay, remember this is milliseconds, seconds, minutes, and hours. Okay, I can actually come here and I can use these kind of, navigators here, these other types of arrows, and I can switch from keyframe to keyframe, right? Now I can add a whole mess load here. I can, go there. I just added another one, and I just added keyframes here through the playhead. Wherever I put my playhead, I can come add a keyframe, okay? All right, so what I'm actually gonna do is kind of add in a fade in to my audio channel. I want it to like gradually from zero start to add in the sound, okay? So let's do that. I'm gonna take this keyframe and I'm just gonna lower it here all the way down to as low as I can get it, even lower. There we are. Okay, now what I did there, by me changing, okay, I'm in this keyframe though, remember this. I'm not in the timelines, I'm in the keyframes, all right? So in these keyframes, on this keyframe channel, I did a change up here, and what it did is instead is that it added a new keyframe just by me making a change, okay? And it's telling me this change will happen. Obviously my playhead is here, so it added the keyframe here. But if I were to move my frame, my playhead, the keyframe still stays here, and the change is being added at this point of the video, okay? Even though it really is just the point as well. Okay, so I want to take this one, and you can tell that it's all the way down. There we are. So I want the video to I want the audio, to be at its fullest when the video is at its fullest when it comes to brightness, right? Or when it comes to fully in. Okay, so it's around right here. There's a keyframe here. Sorry, there's no keyframe here. I think I can just drag this keyframe here. There we are. And this keyframe, I'm going to delete that by pressing the backspace. Oh, sorry. Command Z. I deleted the whole entire audio. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Okay, well, let me do this very quickly. What we did here is delete all the effects. Okay, so let's see here. Sorry. There we are. My bad. No, we did not delete the effects. Thank God. Okay. I don't want to have to do that all over again. That was a mess. So what I can do not backspace. I'm sorry. There's a little trash can here, and I can delete that specific keyframe. Okay. If I delete anything, it'll delete the actual, channel. Okay. So we got to be careful with that. Thank God for Command Z. All right. And for computer saving. You know what? I'm going to save at this point right here, just to be safe. You see that? All right. Okay. Now, I still said I want it to be where it gets loud. Okay. So that's a good spot where the video is at its full color. I'm going to add a keyframe there. Okay. That's where I want it to be. Like, I want it to like follow the fade in of the video. So I'm going to go to this other, I went to the keyframe behind it. I'm going to click on this trash can. There you go. The right way. Okay. All right. Now, let's see how it sounds right now. Cool. Now, I feel like it just goes up too much. I feel like it's just going in a little too soon. So I'm going to kind of like keep it quite a little bit longer. No, I don't like that either. So I'm just clicking on the keyframe and I'm actually dragging it. making the changes. So I'm saying, you know what? I want it to start here and gradually lift up in volume up to the point here, right? Good, I like that. All right, cool. And I also want it to fade out. So what I'm gonna do, I know we have all these different keyframes. What I'm gonna do is just delete them. I'm not gonna use them. I wonder if I could, no, okay. So we're gonna go here, there we are. Let's delete. That way I don't have to like, kind of like guess it and go close. Nah, I could just, move my playhead there. All right, cool, let's trash that. And let's see, where does the video start to fade out? Let's see, right there. It's like around here. I'm gonna move by frame here. Okay, so it starts there. All right, I'm gonna add a keyframe there. Good. All the way to the end. Maybe a little less. I'm gonna add a keyframe there, and I'm gonna actually drag this all the way down. Oh, huh. Is there a keyframe here? Yes, there is. Okay. I probably didn't even have to add a keyframe, since there's one already just at the end. Right now, this whole entire line here is representing the gain and volume filter, or the effect, right? Now, keyframes can affect the filter that has been added to the specific channel. In this case, the filter is the volume, right? And the channel is the audio channel, okay? My audio 1. And I'm controlling, this line controls this filter, which is volume, okay? So let's see what we got here. Here we go. I like it. It looks great. I'm gonna go back to the timeline here, and this will finalize what we have done with keyframes. It's adding changes, it's giving it control, and we're telling when we want to do these changes, and it's just giving us more control. All right, again, this decision making, you can do it on your own, okay? I'm just doing what I prefer. You can, mess around with it a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna go to timelines here. We're done, right? I'm gonna click save. And we are good to go here. Just checking my notes. If I forgot anything, it seems like I did not. Cool. All right. Now, let's finish this video here. In the next video, I'll show you how to export, okay, your whole entire project. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.